Initially, when heading into this review, I was planning on talking about how good Armageddon was and how much I love it. I opened up Google Docs and I placed my hands on the keyboard. And then I found myself stumped. The more I thought about it, the less I had to compliment this song on. I really had to sit on the song and figure out why I feel like I should like it, but don't. It wasn't until my fourth or fifth listen that I realized that I like the idea of this song more than the actual song itself. And it honestly makes me really frustrated because there's so much good here. I hear the bones of an amazing song, but I feel Armageddon falls flat on so many levels of its production that I can't really pretend that I'm in love with this. So let's get into it. Also, if I sound really tired in this video, it's 12 a.m. Leave me alone. So we start off the song really solid. We get these stacked Armageddon chants with the nastiest bass line leading the song as the song falls into an old school hip hop soundscape. Karina's flow is clear, and Quinta carries the verse as cleanly as ever. It isn't until the pre-chorus where my problems really start. The track bolts into double time and the progression changes. We get the bang chitty bang onomatopoeia, and I truly believe this section only gets introduced for shock factor. And it worked. On my first listen, my jaw dropped and I was genuinely surprised because it was totally unexpected. It honestly took me so many listens to decide if this section was either really catchy or really grating, and honestly I'm starting to think it's the latter. I can't really see the need for the bang chitty bang line. It sounds so off and serves no other purpose besides filling out empty space for Giselle's lines. I feel like my feelings on this section would be different if it was just one bar longer. To completely introduce a contrasting section to a song that changes sound and pace, and to make it even shorter than the previous and following sections, just makes me feel like I'm being whipped from place to place with no regard for easing me into the song. I'm honestly really interested to hear your guys' thoughts on this specific section because I can totally imagine someone coming out of this song completely loving it, but sadly I'm just not that person. But whatever, the section finally ends and we come to the song's one saving grace. The chorus. Oh my god, this chorus is absolutely worth it. It almost makes me appreciate the sporadic pre-chorus with how satisfying the slowed down ease into it is. I feel like this chorus is a perfect example of just how good top lining can really enhance a song. The instrumental does nothing special, but the girls carry it so hard. The way Karina and Winta so harshly enunciate and drag out the "I'ma get it done" lines is so effortlessly satisfying. It feels like a trance that scratches my ears so perfectly. The chorus is so good, and honestly I'm sad with how quickly it ends. It feels like the song had a really clear and good direction for the chorus, and everything else was just built around that. The chorus is the only time in the song where I feel like I fully get the vision and where everything falls into place perfectly, whilst the rest of the song segments just make me feel like it's trying to distract me by shoving me from place to place so I don't realize how flat every other section is. So I've managed to explain my gripes and what I love about this song, but I've still yet to explain why I feel like this track leaves so much left to be desired. And for that, I'd like to bring NMIX's Dash into the equation. You may be wondering what these two songs have to do with each other, but bear with me. The more I listened to Armageddon, the more I couldn't shake that it reminded me of something else. And holy shit, this is just NMIX's Dash but with all the pizzazz. Oh wait, that rhymed. I mean, even down to the stacked callouts or the old school hip hop soundscapes these songs reside in. These songs are so surprisingly similar when you really think about it. They take two concepts but go in two completely different directions with it. And the defining difference, in my mind, that makes Dash a masterfully produced song and Armageddon an underwhelming mess, is the fact that with everything Dash brings up and introduces, there's a clear reason. And with every disjointed addition to Armageddon, I don't see the rhyme or the reason. I could tell you that the acid jazz road line that transitions the chorus into the second verse of Dash makes sense because it connects with the Rhodes and bass jazzy vocal tone in the pre-chorus. I couldn't tell you what the dissonant piano in Armageddon's second verse ties to. I could tell you that the post-chorus of Dash exists to drive a melodic center to the song that breaks up from the repetition of the first half of the chorus. I couldn't tell you how the pre-chorus of Armageddon breaks up the repetition and pace when it in fact just adds on to the repetition and ruins the pace. I could tell you that the campy rock breakdown in the bridge of Dash is necessary to add something new and fresh to the song on extended plays. I couldn't tell you what the purpose of Armageddon's bridge is besides filling out a time slot and giving a reason for Ning Ning and Winta to show off their gorgeous vocals. Even the dance break section, if you can even call it that, of Armageddon pulls back so quickly that I question why it's even there. On my first listen, I felt like it was obviously going to lead up to a classic Aespa dance and instrumental break, but then it rushed past itself so quickly that I genuinely had to do a double take. And that's the problem with this song. It so consistently introduces something interesting and then pulls back almost immediately, not letting it have a chance to build upon itself. It's almost like each section is too scared to take away from the other section that the entire song just trips over itself in the process. But yeah, I could drag this out for longer, but I honestly have nothing else to say. I'm honestly so curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this song because it has so much good going for it that I'm absolutely sure a lot of you will love it. And feel free to rein me in if I was being too hypercritical with my review. But yeah, I'm Hayagato and wait, guess what time it is? Yes, it is arbitrary promoting Loona post Loona time. Eve is coming out on Wednesday with Loop. Guys, she's going to change lives. You have to listen. It's Eve, it's Eve, it's Eve. And Artemis, they're releasing their album. Let's hope it's good. I love my girls, but I'm so worried. Jaden Jong, I do not trust you and I never will. But like, okay, the highlight melody, it sounded really good. The title track, Virtual Angel, I'm really worried. It already sounds mixed badly, and this is either going to like be really Christian horse girl pop that nobody wants, or it's going to like change lives. And I can't tell yet. I really can't tell. I saw that one clip and Jaden Jong was like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. Like, this is my favorite thing. It's like, I'll trust him. I will trust him, but I can't say I'm worried. Sparkle, ooh, I feel like that highlight melody was a setup because Sparkle came out right after that. And why was it a million times better? I like, please. I feel like every great album has that one moment where like the title track is like kind of great, but then there's just that one B-side that should have been the title track and nobody will ever be able to get over. I feel like that's gonna be Sparkle. But yeah, Loona. There's like 20 seconds left until I get to 8 minutes, and if I get to 8 minutes, I can add a mid-roll ad, and you know I'm kind of money hungry. So how's your day? Love. My day was good too. Supernova. Psh, 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 psh. Okay, we're past. Bye.